No, my objection is this. God doesn't change nature.
Agreed.
If you agree with me with the other point...
I don't agree with you.
No. I asked you the question and you already agreed. Yes, that before Jesus' incarnation, yes, he did not have the human nature.
Agreed.
So now we have a non-human nature of God pre-incarnation, and post-incarnation we have a human nature. So Jesus has got now two natures, whereas before, after, first you need to understand the point I'm making.
You make it every week, Hashim. I know what your point is.
No, the point
the same point every week.
No, it's not the same point every week. The thing is,
comes right.
He wants his answer.
Are you going to let me finish?
I like Hashim.
Are you going to let me finish?
Him.
Good.
But the thing is, you do come round every week asking this. You look for Christians who can't defend the faith, and you play the same game with them again and again and again.
Is he one of them?
I have no idea. I've only just met him.
Okay, so why do I get different answer from every Christian then?
Because it's just like with Muslims that I ask, not everyone is as knowledgeable. I ask Muslims and I get different answers.
You ask about the Aqidah and they will all give you the same answer,
That is
Bob.
not true at all.
This is part of the Aqidah. Okay, so do you agree? Let's see if you agree or disagree with this. Do you agree that God doesn't change his nature?
God doesn't change his nature.
Okay, so change in nature. Bro, please, let us finish the discussion and then other people can join it. To me, becoming a human from non-human is a change in nature. Do you disagree or agree with that?
No, I disagree with you.
Okay, why do you disagree with that?
Because at the Council of Chalcedon, and this is my point, Hashim, as much as I like you as a guy, let me... No.
Just answer the question without being...
I am going to answer the question. Yeah?
Go on.
Right? You come every week looking for Christians...
Can you just answer the question instead of going into a diatribe about something we don't want to listen to?
I am going to.
Just answer the question.
I am going to.
I said it's a change in nature.
Hashim,
tell me why you disagree. That's all I want to know.
Every week. And what it demonstrates is the fact that...
Are you going to answer the question, Bob?
I'm going to.
Others I'll go speaking to him.
You know full well that I will answer your question.
So, without the extra commentary...
I think me and you have established a kind of dialogue where certainly from my side, there's more respect.
Okay, Bob.
Yeah? So let me...
If you're saying you have respect for me, then respect my request to you to answer the question.
I am going to answer the question
without anything else other than
as always.
He's free to answer any way you want.
Thank you very much.
Was that?
Thank you.
Yes.
No. I'm not saying answer the way I want.
He doesn't want me to.
I want him to.
Here's
Look,
the problem.
when I ask you what is your name, I don't want you to tell me.
Brother.
I live in London, and then I was born in this place. You know what I mean?
Hashim doesn't want to hear the answer, so I'll talk to you.
Okay. Answer the question.
So the fact is, Hashim comes round every week, and he's looking for Christians who he can target and hit with these questions.
Don't ask him again because.
And just like there are Muslims in the park that don't know how to defend Islam, Hashim not being one of them, incidentally.
Thank you very much.
The reality is that if he had bothered to research the Council of Chalcedon, the Council of Chalcedon answers all of Hashim's questions.
Why don't you answer, Bob?
Because the Council of Chalcedon says that the two natures are not confused or intermingled.
Yes.
So the divine nature does not change as it takes on the human nature. It remains unchanged, and the Chalcedon Council is very clear about that. It is also very clear about this other point that you keep going around.
No, you haven't answered the question. Don't go to the point. No,
I have.
Wait a minute. So before you had only the divine nature, and then another nature gets added on. To me, an addition. For example, if that is pure water, wait. If that is pure water in there, Bob, I gave you time to respond. Now it's my turn.
Yes.
Okay, to basically answer to what you have already said. If this water in your hand, yes, if I add red color to it, a red dye, yes, is it still the water that was before?
Yes, H2O is still...
Has it changed? No, it's not H2O. I'm saying the nature.
Drink it, it's not clean.
No, wait a minute. When you add impurity to water, it is no more just H2O. It's got some other elements in it as well.
No, actually, if we're going to use this analogy,
yes,
then let's be consistent with the analogy. Because H2O remains H2O. You can't drink it, it is polluted, but it remains H2O.
What made it polluted?
What the other element that you've added to it.
Okay, so has the nature changed from pure to polluted? Oops, sorry. My apologies.
No, the question is whether the nature has changed.
Yes, has it changed?
Not whether the attributes have changed.
The attributes also changed.
No,
because when you add...
You've confused two things
there. Listen.
Your analogy...
Listen.
No, you're breaking
down... Should I tell you how the nature has changed?
You're breaking
when you add color, listen. When you add color to it...
You're breaking down your own analogy.
Listen, Bob. When you add color to water, yes, the color has something other than just H2O. Yes? That is what makes it impure. Like you said, you cannot drink it anymore.
But the H2O...
Wait a minute. I agree, the H2O is there, so the water is there, I'm not denying that. However, there is something in addition to that.
Yes, the attributes have changed.
Good, I agree.
Yes, however, the essence
Finally.
has not.
Okay, when you say
The
essence,
essence has
wait,
not.
what does the essence mean?
The essence, the substance, the thing that it is.
Nature, right?
The substance that it is.
Nature. It's the nature of the water.
Wait, well,
the nature,
what
the
do you
pure nature of water has now become polluted.
No, the thing is...
The essence has changed.
No, Hashim, there's the point. He doesn't want to
It's
deal
all
with
right.
it.
It doesn't matter.
You know, Bob, you know the essence has
doesn't-
changed. The
No,
reason you will not drink it.
H2O, even if you add other elements to it.
No.
H2O, it
No,
doesn't change
no,
its
no,
chemistry.
no,
If it
no,
changes
no,
its
no.
chemistry,
No.
it's not H2O.
No.
There you go.
You do
That's
not
basic
you do not
chemistry,
understand
Hashim.
chemistry.
101.
Wait, if you had studied chemistry, you will know that adding anything to an existing element is now changing its nature.
Has its atoms
Okay,
changed?
was it? Whose atoms?
H2O. Are you saying that H2O becomes H23? Or
No, I didn't say
Exactly.
that.
So it remains H2O, does it not?
When you add something to an existing element,
Bro, you're bankrupt. on
I'm
this
not.
argument,
I'm not.
mate.
You have completely,
You're bankrupt
you
on this
completely
argument.
misunderstood what essence
You
means.
confuse your audience all the time.
You have confused what
You're
it means.
confused all the time.
that is the
You
reason.
confuse attributes with essence, and they're not the same.
This is the guy who
That's
said
what you do.
who said God doesn't have the attribute of mercy and justice. Do you remember the last
And
conversation?
you were the one that said, "Yeah, I did."
You
that's
denied
right.
God's attributes. This
No,
guy.
I denied.
In order
that
to win
those
an
were
argument.
attributes, not that God has
But
attributes.
in order to
Different.
win an argument, you
And
denied
said-
God's
and you
attributes.
Said, and you said that God could be merciful without anyone being being merciful
Exactly,
for.
yes.
He can.
Yeah, of course.
He can.
Who to?
Okay,
It's
I'll give you an
his
example.
nature.
I'll give you an example of that. When God created Adam, yes, do you know that before Adam was even created, 40 years before that, God had already decided that he'll go to earth and God will bless him and honor him, yes, and he'll be merciful to him as well. In fact, God has created the hell and heaven before the humans who are going to be put into hell and heaven. So putting them in heaven is his mercy.
Language betrays you.
Wait a minute.
He will be merciful.
What do you mean he will be
That's
merciful?
what you said. He will be merciful to Adam.
Okay,
So in other words,
No,
there
no, no.
cannot be mercy without a transaction.
Can he finish?
Your Allah
Can you let
has
him
an
finish?
attribute
Bob,
that is
Bob,
dependent upon
okay.
another.
So
to
for
exist.
the guy who refuses that justice and mercy are God's attributes, it'll be a bit difficult for you to understand this bit. So please bear with me. Mercy, before creating them, creating the heaven and the paradise. Yes, because in Arabic the term heaven can mean skies as well. So the paradise or Jannah was created before the humans are put in there. Now why would God...
You're confusing foreknowledge with mercy. They are not
No,
the
I'm
same.
talking about existing...
You're mixing up your
I'm talking
attributes of your God.
I'm talking about the
You're saying
Jannah.
that foreknowledge and mercy are the same thing. They're not.
Are the humans in
They're
Jannah
not.
now? Are the humans in Jannah now?
I don't have your beliefs.
Okay, I didn't say you have. I'm asking a question. I want to
can't
know.
answer yours
I want
for
to
that.
know if you know at least the basics of my belief.
I don't know if in your beliefs.
Say I don't know, then I'll tell you what it is. Okay. So Allah has already created the Jannah and the Jahannam. Yes, hell and heaven, paradise. He's already created this before anyone even entered it. Now Allah creating the Jannah before the humans
It's not mercy.
are even put in there shows the love and the mercy of Allah to his, because it is the mercy of Allah, remember, which is the reason
It is dependent on a transaction.
no, it's not.
And that
It's
means
not.
one of
It is
the
the mercy of
attributes
Allah which will
one of
allow
the
them
attributes of
to
Allah
enter the
is
Jannah.
dependent
Hashim,
on others.
Now,
and that
Bob, like I said,
contradicts-
you won't
that
understand because you don't believe God.
contradicts The other attribute of
it
Allah which
doesn't.
says that
Okay.
Allah is all
Now-
sufficient and depends on no one.
I told you, the Jannah is
Allah
created
can't be
before they were put in there.
all-sufficient and depend on no one, and then depend on others to show mercy to.
For a
The very
person,
fact,
for a person
even
who
in
doesn't
your
believe,
example,
Yeah.
the very fact that he creates heaven and hell
Yes.
with the intention of putting people there
Yes.
demonstrates that it is about an action. It is about an action of something that Allah is going to do.
Where's the
And you've
transaction?
The transaction.
where is the transaction?
The transaction.
The transaction hasn't happened yet.
Has he been merciful to anyone then?
When? Of course he has.
How could he have been merciful to someone when there was no one to be merciful to?
First and foremost, you
It's
need
a contradiction,
No, it's
Hashim.
not. It's not.
It really is.
No, shall I tell you why? Like I said, for a person who doesn't believe that God's attribute is mercy, for you it will be difficult to understand. So let me repeat this again. Mercy is one of the attributes of Allah. This is something that Muslims will all agree.
So give me an
Can I finish?
example of
Can I finish?
mercy without a
Let me finish without you interrupting. Give me at least 2 minutes, okay? without you interrupting. So the mercy, there's two things. One is Allah having the attribute of mercy. The other is Allah putting this into action.
Doing it.
Okay? So Allah putting it into action, that is something which we know as based on time dependency. But Allah already having the attribute of mercy, it is not something that is time dependent. He always has it, always will have it.
It doesn't change.
Now this is His nature. So part of His essence is being merciful. Now this, whether He wants to show mercy to someone or show His wrath to someone, that is depending on the action of those people. So now, if you understand the difference between this, the attribute, and implementing the attribute, yes, then you'll understand that Allah shows mercy to whom He wills, and Allah doesn't need to show mercy to whom He doesn't want to show mercy. And creating the heaven and the hell before even the creation of the humans, or before even before them entering into Jannah and Jahannam, shows that Allah already showed mercy to mankind before they were created even, because He's already given them a place in paradise, yes, before they were even created, or before even they did an action of goodness. This is the mercy of Allah before. So there's no transaction happening here at all, but He's already. So now we have actually, I don't know how we have drifted into this topic, but I would like to come back to the topic of God changing His nature from a non-human. From a non-human.
2 minutes.
To human.
No, I gave you 2 minutes.
Yeah, go on.
Now be kind and give me 2 minutes for that.
Fair enough. Go on.
Your whole argument is dependent on the idea that Allah, in His foreknowledge, prepares something that is going to happen.
He's already prepared.
No, I didn't interrupt you, Hashim.
Fair enough.
Restrain yourself. Restrain yourself. The reality is that there is a transaction. It is a transaction that will come on Judgment Day, when Allah shows His mercy to some and doesn't show His mercy to others. The fact that He prepares the scene of this transaction based upon His foreknowledge of its happening doesn't change the fact that the act of the transaction is the act of mercy. It is the act of Him giving His mercy to those that He sends to heaven, and holding His mercy back to those that He sends to hell. That is the transaction. The fact that He prepares all of this in advance only demonstrates that Allah has foreknowledge. It doesn't demonstrate that mercy is not based upon a transaction. Now, the fact of the matter is, here's the contradiction.
What is it?
It says that one of the 99 attributes of Allah is that He is all sufficient. He is dependent on no one. You would agree with me. But for someone to be merciful, they must have someone to show mercy to, which means that Allah's mercy is dependent upon another, and that means that there is a contradiction between the idea of Allah being all merciful and Allah being all sufficient. He can't be both. There is an internal contradiction to your logic.
No, it's not.
Now, I'm going to leave you to go back to your debate with this brother.
Oh, you're going away?
I'm sorry, yes.
So basically,
you can say I've run away.
No, not running away. I know. But Bob, wait a minute.
I'm going to leave you with this thought.
You mentioned about.
I'm going to leave you with this thought. Hashim.
No,
Hashim.
You mentioned about.
You should go. I really like.
If he wants to go, that's fine.
Right. You should go, brother, and you should go and study the Council of Chalcedon and what it says, because you're
change in nature. You haven't actually disputed.
You're basing
change in nature from a non-human to a human is a change in nature.
I have said
you can say Chalcedonian
that the eternal nature does not change.
Adding on a new nature is a change.
A human nature does not change.
I think he really has to understand. Adding on a nature is a change in nature.
Said.
Bob, you can keep shouting, but it doesn't change the point.
You're just ignoring that point.
Adding on a nature is a change in nature.
I noticed you interrupted me before my 2 minutes were coming.
No, your 2 minutes were over a long time ago.
All the time.
Your 2 minutes are okay. Okay, Bob, take care.
All right.
So what I say, look, adding on a nature is a change in nature.
It doesn't change.
Whether you agree or not.
No, it doesn't change. You and me, we don't have the ability to enter the realms, the spiritual realms. We are
it's not about the ability. It's not about the ability.
No,
it's a change in nature.
I want to reverse.
What? Reverse what?
I want to reverse this process where God can enter our creation, but we can't enter His creation. You understand? God is outside.
It's not about entering. Your problem is you are the one who completely misunderstands the question. Wait a minute. Earlier on, you told me Jesus feels pain. You also agree that Jesus has a human nature and a divine nature. And wait a minute. Let me finish. Listen, the human nature and the divine nature are always present with a person. The natures do not float by themselves. They're always attached to a nature, to a person. Now let me ask you this: which person of the Trinity felt the pain?
It's Jesus who entered the creation.
So the second person of the Trinity?
He entered it. You see, there's one thing I explained to you.
This is frustrating.
That's what I wanted to clarify. Don't get mixed up.
When you going to come out?
Are you listening to what I said?
Yes.
Okay, so which person of the Trinity felt the pain?
That's what I'm saying.
Are you going to answer the question?
Yes, I'm answering.
Which question are you going to
That's
answer?
what I explained to you.
Which question are you going to answer?
Just let me answer.
No, look.
Am I not
I'm going to end this discussion if you're not going to answer.
Am I free to answer?
Yeah, but which question are you going to answer?
You have just to wait.
Okay, I'm going to go away. Unless you tell me which question you're going to answer.
It's the same question I'm answering.
Which question?
That's what I said to
I
you.
want to know if you heard the question.
The pain Jesus suffered, which he felt as a human being, when he went to the cross.
Which person of the Trinity felt the pain?
Hashim,
Okay, I think we have to end it here, because a person, if you're not sincere, because at the end of the day, look.
You want to answer, you want to hear.
No.
But you don't want to answer according to my faith. That's I can't go anywhere.
I don't mind if you answer according to your
no,
faith, but you need to tell me which question.
No, be in a debate. I'm free to answer the way I want to answer.
Yeah, answer the question.
You cannot force me to answer the way you want me.
I didn't force you to answer it.
So bear with you. You've been debating for a long time. Suffer a bit.
Can you repeat?
Can you
repeat the question I asked you? Others, I'm going to go away.
You said who's the person, the second person of a Trinity who suffered the pain?
See, this is what I mean.
That's your question.
You see, that is the reason I keep asking him what question did I ask you. Because this person has got this nasty habit of not listening to the question. I asked you which person of the Trinity. Wait. Which person of the Trinity felt the pain?
Well, exactly, it's the same question.
So which person?
That's
which
what I'm
person?
asking. Okay. For me to make you understand, that's what I want to answer the question within the way for you to understand.
Okay, go on.
So that's what I said.
Hopefully you heard it.
Jesus is a person who entered creation, bear the suffering. The suffering in the flesh is what? It is similar to God when he entered creation before Abraham. He ate the food because he was in the physics.
So Jesus suffered.
Sorry.
Yeah, Jesus suffered.
I don't know why he does that.
Listen to me. You have to understand because there's a many way God enters.
We want to know who suffered.
Who suffered?
Sorry.
From the three.
Who suffered? Just say the name and that's it.
When God ate the food. Who ate the food? Who ate the food? Who ate the food?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Which is the body?
No. I think we are done with you. Look, because at the end of the day, this is what happens. When we ask them a simple question, they start beating around the bush. Okay? It's very simple. If Jesus, look, you got your chance. Now please have some respect and let me finish the summary.
That's the thing.
Goodbye. So this is what happens. According to Bob the Builder and this gentleman, Jesus, the second person of the Trinity, did not change the nature. But what Bob the Builder here does not understand is that when you add a new nature, that is basically what a change means. Change is what? To take away from the existing or to add on to the existing. That is a change by the definition of what a change is. Now, if Bob the Builder doesn't understand the simplicity of chemistry, like he said, when I add an impurity or color to an existing bottle of water, then that nature of the water has now changed. Yes, the water which was there is still existing in there, but it has added on. Now we have added on something in addition to just the H2O, which is the color, which itself has its own minerals in it, which gives it that color. And when you add extra mineral to H2O, then you are now got H2O plus the mineral. Hence, you got a change in essence of what was just pure H2O before. Now this is a very simple concept to understand, and I do not know why the Trinitarians do not understand this. Because at the end of the day, adding or subtracting to an existing nature, to me, is a change in nature. And if anybody else disagrees with that, whether you go and learn some Chalcedonian creed or whatever creed, if you add on a new nature, because Jesus wasn't human before, according to them. The second person of the Trinity before the incarnation was just divine, according to them. He wasn't human. When he became human, then that is now two natures. So before it was only one nature, now it's two nature. Unless Bob the builder doesn't understand that one is not equal to two, yes, then this is the simple maths. Maybe he will have to go and study again in nursery, because every child will understand that 1 is not equal to 2 and 2 is not equal to 1. Two natures is not equal to one nature. Remember this. According to them, the Father has one nature. The Holy Spirit has one nature. However, the Son has two natures. So the Father, the Holy Spirit are not equal in nature to the second person of the Trinity, who will always have two nature for eternity. Very simple. Yes? Very simple to understand. And that is the reason I have to repeat it every time, so the Christians will understand. If they do not understand, then Allah help them, God help them. Inshallah, may Allah give them hidayah. Jazak Allah Khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.